So very good morning to one and all. So in the last class or in the previous class, we are seeing the Ohm's law statement of the Ohm's law. That is the ratio of the potential difference across a resistor or a wire is the voltage or potential difference between a resistor. It is the ratio of potential difference across the resistor and the current through the resistor is a constant. So when the temperature maintained constant, okay, so when the fixed temperature at a room temperature or constant temperature, the voltage or potential difference across a resistor to the current flowing through the resistor is a constant, that is equals to a resistor. Okay, so V by I is equals to R. Okay, so suppose here we have here we have the voltage source, here we have a voltage source, and we have two resistors are connected in series. Okay, and this is the V, and it is having a voltage of, assume that it is having 10 volts plus and minus. Okay, and this is the resistance R1, resistance R1, so it is having resistance of 10 ohms. It is having resistance of 10 ohms. This is the resistor R2, and it is having resistance of 10 ohms. Okay, so when we connect two resistors are in series, the net resistance or total resistance is equals to R1 plus R2. Okay, and the applied voltage is, here it is 10 volts. We are applied 10 volts. Okay, suppose I want to measure the voltage drop across resistor R2. Suppose I want to measure the voltage drop across R2. This is the V2. Okay, and that V2 is equals to total applied voltage V, into the voltage drop we have to find out across R2. So that's why R2 divided by R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2. Okay, suppose we have two resistors, equal resistors, or we have two resistors R1 and R2. Okay, and we are applied a voltage of 10 volts. Suppose we have to find out the voltage drop across R2. Then how we can find out? V2 is equals to the total voltage, applied voltage is 10 volts V, and we have to find out across this resistor. That's why R2 by total resistance R1 plus R2. Similarly, if you have to find out the voltage drop across R1, suppose we want to find out the voltage across R1, then what happens? V into R1 by total resistance. So R1 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay. Similarly, in this figure also we have. So here also we can find out V1. So how we can find out V1? V1 is equals to total voltage, applied voltage is V, into, we have to find out the voltage across R1. So R1 divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3, total resistance. I think you are getting. Okay, suppose I want to find out the voltage drop across R2. Okay, so then how we can find out the total resistance, so total voltage V, into, we have to find out the voltage drop across R2. That's why R2 divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3. Suppose we have to find out V3, that is V, the total voltage applied voltage is V into, we have to find out the voltage drop across R3, that's why R3 divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3. So like this we can find out the voltage drop in a series circuit. Suppose we have equal resistors. Suppose we have connected equal resistors here. Suppose in this we have two resistors R1 and R2, and these two resistors are connected, these two resistors having resistance values of 10 ohms and 10 ohms. Then what happens? The voltage drop across these two is equal. That's why the applied voltage is 10 volts. Okay. So then the voltage drop V2 becomes as half of the voltage, half of the applied voltage, that is 5 volts. Because we are considering the two resistors, equal resistors, and V1 is equals to 5 volts. When two equal resistors are connected and the voltage drop across each resistor is equals to half of the applied voltage, half of the applied voltage. Like this we can measure the voltage drop across any resistors. Okay. Similarly, we have resistance in resistors are connected in parallel. So it means resistors, now this is the series. One terminal of the element is connected to another terminal in series. Okay. So in the next we will see resistors are in parallel. So here we have resistor R1, R2 and R3, three resistors, and these three resistors are connected in parallel. Okay. So this means this is the one resistor. Okay. This is the R2 resistor, this is the R3 resistor, and the all the sides of the all three resistor sides is connected one side, and other sides of three resistors are connected to other side. So this type of the connection is called as parallel. Okay. So when we apply the voltage across this parallel combination of resistors, so we have a current I. Okay, due to this applied voltage, we have a current I. So then what happens? We have three ways. Okay, so the current will be distributed, and the current will be flows through the three resistors. The current will be flows through the three resistors. Then for the resistance R1, the current is considered as I1. The current is flowing through the resistor R2 is considered as I2, and the current flowing through the R3 is considered as I3. Okay, after flowing through these resistors, again they will meet at this junction point. Here the current will be divides according to the resistors values. Okay, and after that they will be combined here, and here the current I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, so the net current is I. Okay, in the parallel circuit the current will be, the current divides, whereas in um, uh, whereas in a series network the voltage will be divides, whereas in parallel network the current will be divides. So suppose we have a uh, water channels. We have three pipelines. Okay, so this is the source pipeline. Okay, then from this water is coming. So here we have three valves. R is nothing but resistance. Resistance is nothing but the valves. So valve opening and closing. Suppose we have water taps are there. So that is the one valve. By opening and closing, we will get the allowance of the water flowing. So here flow of the water is nothing but the current. So here we are using a fixed resistance. So that's why the depending upon this value of resistor, okay, and the current will be flows through this. Suppose we are using a tap which is fixed at a particular point. Then what happens? Depending upon the opening area, the current will, the water will be flows through the pipeline. So like that. So resistance is nothing but the opposition to the electrons flow. So that's why depending upon the applied resistance value, the current will be flows through this resistor. Okay, depending upon the R1 value. Suppose R1 value is very low, then most of the current will flows through this circuit, flows this line R1. Okay, so depending upon these R1, R2, R3 values of the resistance, the current will be changes its value flowing through these paths. Okay, again after reaching here, these three currents are will be again added. So like this we will get the combination of the I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So what about the voltage? So in this all these cases, the voltage is constant. In the previous series circuit, the current is same. Series circuit, the current is same. Entire circuit, the current is same. So whereas for the parallel circuit, the voltage is constant across all these three resistors. Voltage is constant, but current is divides. So from this, what we can find out, I1 is equals to I1 is equals to, or I is equals to, it is a I1 plus I2, I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, what is the I1? I1 is nothing but I is equals to V is equals to IR. V is equals to IR, whereas I is equals to V by R from the Ohm's law. I is equals to V by R. So in this case, R is the R1 and V is the applied voltage. From I1 is nothing but V by R1. I1 is equals to V by R1 plus I2 is equals to V by R2, because voltage is constant across these terminals. So I2 is nothing but V by R2 plus I3 is nothing but V by R3. So and this generally we can consider I is equals to V by R. I is equals to V by R. This is nothing but R is nothing but R equivalent. So this I is nothing but V by R. So R is nothing but the total resistance across the total resistance which are connected in parallel. So that is considered as R equivalent. R equivalent. Okay. So here from this, if you consider V, we will take the common factor of V. So what we will get? V will cancel. Then we will get 1 by R equivalent. 1 by R equivalent is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So this gives, okay, so R equivalent resistance, we can call it as equivalent resistance. So in the parallel connected resistors, the R equivalent will be found out based upon this equation or this formula. 1 by R equivalent is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So like this we will find out. Suppose we have only two resistors. Then it is 1 by R equivalent is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So in such situation we can find out R equivalent is equals to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So this is the case when two parallel resistors are connected. then we'll get R equivalent is equals to R1 into R2 by R1 plus R2. Okay, if the 3 or more number of resistors are connected, then we can find out the this one. Take the LCM of R1, R2, R3, and from that we can find out the R equivalent. Okay, if the two resistors are connected in parallel, for that we have a equation formula, that is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Like this we can find out the R equivalent. If the more number of resistors are connected, for that we will take the LCM of all these resistors, and from that we can find out the R equivalent. Okay, so like this we can find out the equivalent resistance when the resistors are connected in parallel. And one thing we have to remember, that the current in parallel circuit will be divides and the voltage is constant, whereas in series circuits current is same but voltage divides, and the resistors are connected in series will be added. The resistors are connected in series, the equivalent resistance is added. Okay, R1 plus R2, like that. So whereas in this suppose okay, I will do it. I will do it. Wait. I will do it. Okay. Okay. So these are the basic things we can know the how we can solve the these circuits. Okay. So here we have two equations, that is voltage divider and voltage divider circuits. Okay. Here one more thing I want to explain. So in the previous case, we are find out the voltage drop across the a resistor. So in this case, here we have consider two resistors. Okay, and this is the current of I, and this is the R1, and this is the R2. Okay, and we are applied some voltage V. Okay, and same circuit considered, but having two resistors are in parallel, and from this after this current is I1 because it is flowing through the R1, and the current is flowing through R2 is I2. So here we have to find out the I1. So I1 is equals to total current I into, we have to find out the current through the R1. Okay, in such situation we have to consider the opposite resistance R2 by R1 plus R2. Okay, here I1 is equals to total current I into R2 by R1 plus R2. So previously we have seen that R1 into R2 by total resistance R1 plus R2. This is the R equivalent. We are find out the equation in the previous one. Okay, so from this equation, suppose I want to find out the current R1, remove this R1, and in this place use the I. Okay, I into R2 by R1 plus R2. Suppose I want to find out the current through R2, then you have to use the equation, that is I2 is equals to total current I, into R1. Now it is R1, not R2. See here, if you want to find out the current flowing through R2, for that we have to consider the opposite resistance R1 by total resistance R1 plus R2. Okay. So like this we'll find out the I1, I2. So in the previous series combination, how we can find out the V1? V1 is equals to total voltage V into, suppose we have to find out the voltage drop across the resistance R1, then it is R1, the corresponding resistance R1 by R1 plus R2. Okay. And similarly V2 is nothing but V into R2 by R1 plus R2. Okay. But for finding out the currents flowing through each resistance, we have to consider the opposite resistance. Suppose two resistors are connected in parallel and we have to find out the current I1. In such situation, we have to write the formula, that is total current I into, suppose I1 we have to find. Okay, opposite resistance value R2 by R1 plus R2. Like this we have to write. Whereas for the voltage drops in series circuit, we have to use this R for that corresponding resistance. Whereas for finding of the currents, we will consider the another resistance value which is connected in parallel. Okay, like that we can write these equations. Okay, please, it is better to use on paper and pen, we can write these formulas. Okay, so because by using these equations only we can solve the networks. Okay, with these slides we can obtain formulas based upon the voltage drop across the resistors, the current flowing through the resistors, and the current flowing through resistors and voltage across the resistors, and when two resistors are connected in series and two resistors are connected in parallel, what is the equivalent resistance? So that we are find. Okay, so next see here. So this is the circuit diagram. I mean, it is having resistors, and here we have two points A and B. Okay, so with this A and B, across this A and B, what is the equivalent resistance? What is the equivalent resistance? So how we can find out equivalent resistance? So across these 2 points A and B. So first of all, we have to observe how these resistors are connected. So whether they are connected in series or whether they are connected in parallel. So like that we will observe these circuit diagrams. So first of all, from A and B. So how these are connected? See. So first of all, 3 and 6 are connected in parallel. 3 and 6 are connected in parallel. So for 3 and 6 connected in parallel, how we can find out the equivalent resistance? How we can find out the equivalent resistance? When two resistors are connected in parallel, so that is R1 into R2 by R1 plus R2. When two resistors are connected in parallel, the equivalent resistance is R1 into R2 by R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2. Okay, so depending upon this formula, we can find out this 3 and 6. Here R1 is 3 and R2 is 6. Then what happens? 6 3 ja 6 into 3 by 6 plus 3. 6 into 3 by 6 plus 3. What is the value? So 18 by 9. So it is 2. Okay. 2. Now this entire parallel circuit will be replaced by a single resistor. It is having a resistance of 2 ohms. Okay. Now This 2 ohms resistor is in series with 18 ohms. 2 ohms resistor is in series with 18 ohms. Then what happens? 2 plus, when two resistors are connected in series, we can add those resistor values. 2 plus 18, it is 20. Okay, so this entire 18 and 2 ohms resistor is replaced by a single resistor is having a resistance of 20 ohms. 20 ohms. Now 20 ohms and 5 ohms. These two are in parallel. 20 ohms and 5 ohms are in parallel. Then how we can reduce 20 into 5? That is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2 formula. So 20 into 5 by 25. So 20 into 5 is 100. By 25 it gives 4. Okay. So this entire 20 and 5. So this entire network will be replaced by equivalent resistance of 4 ohms. This entire resistance is replaced by 4 ohms. Okay. And now what happens? 4 ohms and 8 ohms. These two are in series. 4 ohms and 8 ohms are in series. Then 8 plus 4, it becomes 12 ohms. So the total resistance across A and B is equals to 12 ohms. So like this we can find out the series and parallel resistances. So I think we got this clearly. So now we can tell anyone is not understand anywhere, you can raise or you can chart. So because this is the basics of a circuit. So if you don't understand this one, so we have to work out more.
Sir,
Tell me.
sir 3, 6, 5 parallel గా ఉన్నాయి కదా?
Yeah.
మూడిట్లకి parallel ఈక్వేషన్ కట్టినట్టు R1 R2 into R3 by R1 plus R2 plus R3 అలా చేయకూడదా?
ఒకసారి నీకు ఇప్పుడు చెప్పమ్మా నీకు క్లియర్ గా.
6, 5 3, 6, 5 ప్యారలల్ గా ఉన్నాయి కదా?
ఇక్కడ చూడు మధ్యలో మనకి 18 ఉంది కదా ఇక్కడ, అప్పుడు ప్యారలల్ అయ్యింది. ఇక్కడ వచ్చినటువంటి 3 and 6 ప్యారలల్, వచ్చినటువంటి రెసిస్టెన్స్ అనేది ఈ ఈక్వలెంట్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ అనేది 18 కి సిరీస్ అవుతుంది, అంతేనా? ఆ తర్వాత వచ్చినటువంటి ఈక్వలెంట్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ అనేది ప్యారలల్ అవుతుంది దీనికి 5 కి, అంతేగాని 3, 6, 5 వెంటనే ప్యారలల్ అవ్వవు.
ఓకే,
క్లియర్?
థాంక్యూ.
Still anyone have any doubts or you can ask. Okay, so I think you all understand this concept. Okay, what is this? Okay, so similarly we can solve some more problems. So you take paper and pen. See here, this is the another circuit. So in this circuit we have to find out the current I. So this current is coming from the 100 volts voltage source. So what is the value of the current I? So that is find out by I is equals to V by R from the Ohm's law. I is equals to V by R, whereas V is the 100 volts. V is 100 volts. So if you have the resistance R is nothing but the entire resistance offered by this circuit. Okay, so equivalent resistance, this R is, we will consider it as equivalent resistance. How we find out the equivalent resistance? Across these two terminals. So we have to find out the total current I. That I is nothing but the current flowing from the voltage source. Okay, this current is flowing through this entire circuit. and we have to find out the I is equals to V by R. R is nothing but the net resistance effect, the net resistance. Okay, net resistance. Okay, so for that we have to find out the first of all we have to find out the R equivalent. R equivalent. Okay, so for finding out the R equivalent, how we can see? So across these 2 points we have to observe. Across these 2 points. Okay, from here. So assume that this is the C point, and assume that this is the D point. C and D, 2 points are there. Okay, so across these 2 points, how these are connected, we'll see. Okay, so for observation that we have to see from the left side. From the left side, we have 2 and 4. 2 and 4 are connected in 2 and 4 are connected in series. So across these 2 points. So I will show one clear point. So I will show you that is nothing but I will how to observe this. Suppose I have this is the C and this is the D. We have to find out across these 2 points. Across these 2 points. Okay. You go to how we can reach the D. We have to go through the circuit how we can reach the D. Like that we will connect. So from C we have 3 resistance. We have resistor 3 ohms. Okay, and after that we go to 2 ohms and reaches D. So this is 2 ohms. We have reached the 2. Okay, so after 3 ohms resistor and 2 ohms resistor joint position, this is the joint position. Okay. From this joint position, again we have 6 ohms resistor. Through this 6 ohms resistor, we are reaching the D. So consider you are saying this D is the same. Enter this circuit, D is the same. Okay, so it is connected to 6 ohms is connected this one. From this point again 6 is connected to D. From this point again connected to D. This is also 6. 6. Okay, and again we have from this point we have a 2 ohms, and from the 2 ohms to 12 ohms it is connected to D. So again it is 2 ohms. After that it is connected to 12 ohms and it is connected to D. So this is the 2, this is the 12. Okay, from 12 to it is connected to 2 and see here from 12, 2 and 12 in between we have a connected a 2 ohms resistor and it is connected to 4 and it is connected to D. So this entire thing is the D connection. So this is D. Okay. So this is the 2 ohms and this is the 4 ohms. Okay, now see. So this is 2 and 4 are in series. 2 and 4 are in series. The net value is 6. And after obtaining this 6 is connected in parallel with 2 ohms. This is I think it is 12. This is the 12. Okay, 12 ohms. Okay, 6 and 12 are in parallel. Obtained resistance is in series with 2 ohms. After obtaining that, all these are in parallel. And obtaining equivalent resistance is in series with the 3 ohms. So like this we can find out the R equivalent. After obtaining R equivalent, substitute here, we will get the current I. So like this we can find out the Like this, we can find out the equivalent resistance. So when what happens when the resistor is connected to battery? Two terminals. So just current will flow. That's all. Okay. When connected a resistor to a battery, suppose we have a battery. So when we connected this battery to a resistor, so the current will flow through this resistor. That's all. So this is the battery, and we are connected a resistor. Okay, and depending upon the voltage source, the current will be flows through this resistor. That's all. Nothing will happen. And one more thing we have to remember, that if the resistance path is very low and applied current is very high, then what happens? This wire will be burns. So that care should be taken. You cannot perform any experiments. Okay. So in the household purpose, you just don't connect AC directly. Okay. So AC is dangerous. Okay. DC. Suppose this is like our a battery. Battery is connected to a wall clock. Okay. So there is a coil inside. So when we are applied some battery to the wall clock, depending upon that voltage, it is around 5 volts only. Okay. So that 5 volts supply voltage will be applied to the coil. Okay, and coil is having low resistance, and depending upon that it will produces the magnetic effect, and according to that it will be produces the vibrations, and due to that there is a rotation of the needles, pointers in the clock. So like that, a small resistor, if you connect it to the volt battery, it will be just current will pass. Okay, so you have to identify the current rating before using any electrical device. You have to observe the current rating and voltage. Okay, depending upon that you have to connect. If the current rating is very high, you are using a very low resistance value, then what happens? The total voltage will be passes, total current will passes due to the short circuit. It will be acts as a short circuit. Then the equipment will be burns. Okay, that care should be taken. Okay. So when there is sudden suppose the resistance is very high, then there is no problem. If the resistance is very low, the entire current will be suddenly passes through this one. Suppose we can take the experiment. Suppose you can take a capacitor of the fan condensed is there. So remove that one, and you just touch the two wires. Then what happens? You will get some sort of light and sound. So it means that